or they're just so strong and they build up on them. All right, when that happens, all right, right here. So I get to my arm bar, broke them down, did all the right stuff. I get to my arm bar, all right, and now when I get to, right, I get to my half, try for the wrist and cut the wrist away. I get to my half, right? When I get to my half, he's gonna build up on his base. He's gonna build up like this, right? Now I'm trying to run him over, but I can't. Right? His body's, he's fighting real hard, his legs in the way. I can't run him over our normal way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go this way. Right? I'm gonna roll. All right, this is cool. This is a fun move, pretty cool, and it works really well. Right, so my first option is always just to run him over regularly. When that gets stopped, this is when I go in my roll. Right? So I'm here, and the nice thing about this is, so I want my deep half. If I happen to have a not so deep half, I'm still gonna do this. Say I'm right here, it's kind of not that tight. It might not run him over, but he built up, I'm still okay, because I get it tighter as I roll. All right, so, I want you guys to see where my knees at. All right, so I got the arm bar, I got my half. My right knee is going to be right here, kind of on top of his leg, on top of his thigh. Right? This allows me, when I roll, to use this as a rim, so I can pull him up on me. All right, so here we go. I got the arm bar, I got the half, my knees in the way. Right, I'm going to roll, pop my hips. If I don't block it with my knee, it's going to be an ugly roll. I'm not even going to do it, but it will be an ugly roll, and you might only be able to like, kind of stack them up, which will drill okay, but it doesn't really work that well on the mat. Right? We want to keep them in our pocket. That's why the knee's there. Keep them in our pockets, then as we are rolling, we can pop our hips. All right, so again, here, head lever, arm bar, right? Fall hard for the wrist, can't get it, and I get a little half. I jump sides, partner builds up. So everything's the same, and then now partner builds up. All right, all good. I block his knee with my knee. All right, and now I'm doing my roll. Roll here. Now he's on top of me, that's good. All right, so now I can pop hips. All right, and I'm finishing the same way I did before. On top, it always looks a little bit. It's all very similar, but now there's a roll in between. All right, so partner, once they have the arm bar, they have the half, they jump sides, build up. It's kind of hard to do. Like I wouldn't really do the roll if he was on his stomach. It's not impossible, but I probably wouldn't do that. All right, so partner's gonna build up a little bit, we jam our knee right above their knee, inside. And then we roll. All right? Make sure I'm rolling like this. Here, I'm popping my hips. Popping. All right, just like a hip vice. You guys probably know what hip vice is. All right, just like a hip vice, I'm popping my hips to get all the way through. All right, so this is a little bit tougher. So you guys might go back for help, but let's play around with it. Again, this arm bar half, if you get it, you know, it's over, right? Match is over. So it's nice to have, you know, a couple options of like how to do it. You know, in case they stop on first option, they have another way to end the match. All right, arm bar half with the roll. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.